Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome back to a professional match of StarCraft 2. Now what I've got for you today is a Zerg versus Protoss where we find ourselves on the map. And here we go again. Jagannatha. I think it's the third one. I think it's that last one, yeah. Even if you tell me, by the way, a dozen times how I'm supposed to pronounce this name, by the time that I cast another game on this map, I will probably already get it wrong once more. Regardless, spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner, playing with the red Zerg drones. We technically speaking of the current world champion of StarCraft 2, although it's a little bit odd because, you know, BlizzCon this year is cancelled, so that does mean that there's no, you know, finale there. Does that mean he gets to be the world champion again? I'm not entirely sure. We have one of the highest ranked Zerg players in the world though, and he goes by the name of Dark. His opponent already going for that cheeky little natural block, so that does now force the Zerg here to grab the third base first instead. Playing with the blue Protoss probes, joined by Samwise right there on the Nexus. We are looking at none other than Creator's main Nexus. Now, Creator is one of those Protoss players who's really highly ranked, but as it is, right? If you want to make a name for yourself in StarCraft 2 in general, it's really difficult to do so. He's been around for a long time, but I feel like there's a couple things, right? So first off, he's from South Korea. There's a lot of very good South Korean pro gamers. But secondly, he's also in a team called Jin Air Green Wings. Now, Jin Air is, without a shadow of a doubt, the highest ranked team in SC2. Maybe the Freaks are getting a little bit close, but the thing is, Jin Air has the following players, okay? So they have Maru, one of the highest ranked Terran players ever. I mean, probably the highest ranked Terran player ever. They have Trap, highest ranked Protoss currently. Rogue, who won the World Championship Series in 2017, I want to say. And then also SOS. SOS won the World Championship Series twice, meaning that he's the only player ever to win the World Championship Series 2 times and actually be the World Champion of SC2 2 times. And then you have Creator. So it's Maru, Trap, Rogue, SOS, and Creator. Certainly, yeah, difficult to make a name for yourself in that group of players. Nevertheless, of course, I mean, this is a very highly skilled Protoss player from South Korea. Now, this was actually the grand finals of the Olimo League October. So, for those of you unfamiliar, a little bit of cheekiness there. You see that? I love that. I think it's a Stargate. There we go. And then it will probably go into the Warp Gate upgrade again. Although I think Dark saw that. Anyways, so this was played as part of the grand finals of the Olimo League October. In case you're unfamiliar with the Olimo League, I'll go ahead and post a link to their Patreon page down below in the description of this video. They're a tournament organizer that usually put on weekly tournaments, and then I believe every single month they have like a finals as well for like the best players over the couple of weeks that just happened. And this is basically the finale of, you know, the month of October. So supposedly this is a really cool game. I of course haven't seen it yet myself, but I'm excited to figure out what ends up going down. Now, I did have a cheeky look at the replay timer, and let's just say that this is a really long game. So we'll see what ends up going down. I think we're going to be getting an update though on that late game Zerg versus Protoss and where it currently stands. Alrighty, so it's 2020. Phoenixes and Oracles, I mean, they're still on the Stargate, but they're really not the flavor of the year, I suppose. These days, pretty much everyone is opening up with that Void Ray. It's not that Phoenixes and Oracles got weaker, it's just that Void Rays got better, right? So there's a couple of advantages. First off, they build faster. Secondly, they're a little bit cheaper, and they also move around quite quickly. They're really good at multiple things. First off, you can do the thing that, you know, Phoenixes do really well, and that's killing Overlords. Secondly, you can make sure you don't die to stupid stuff. Like, for example, a Roach Push. I mean, that would just be blindly shut down by a Void Ray. And then lastly, obviously, if you get a couple of them, you can still harass, just like an Oracle can as well. Now, obviously, at this point, Dark knows that this is going to be a Void Ray opener. He's already gone up to the lair pretty quickly here. So normally we see that lair starting up a little bit later. We'll see what he decides to go for. Love these Zerglings, by the way. Look at the links. Going all over the map just to see where that Void Ray is headed. He needs to make sure, obviously, that he gets some sort of damage done to the Zerg eco here. He doesn't really need to, but he could also go actually for a pretty quick third base, which would probably be a good option as well. But at this point, I mean, with the Zergling spotting the Void Ray on the right-hand side of the map, the Queen, and then a Spore Crawler is already ready to go. Nicely done here, once again, by Dark, making sure that he does not lose anything. Okay, so Probe indeed has moved on over to the third base location. It's, by the way, a double Stargate Void Ray opener right now, so I like this. The only downside of double Stargate openers is that, or sometimes triple Stargate openers, is that your Psionic Storm upgrade is going to be quite a bit later. So if Zerg decides to go for a big push, which may actually very well be what Dark is going for here, you can be in a little bit of trouble. So third base starts up. The only way that Zerg can really counter this third base right now is by going for a ton of Zerglings. And already you can see the Void Ray heading back home. He doesn't want to, you know, be caught off guard here. It's only a handful of links at this point. It's only 12 of them, but... I mean, there's even a shield battery. There's a bunch of adepts. If Zerg really wants to kill this third base, you're going to have to commit to so many Zerglings. It's just not worth it, right? Okay, so let's see what Dark is going for. He's got 57 drones at this point, still adding on a couple more. He's going for the missile upgrade here, or the ranged upgrade, rather, for the Hydralisk. No Evo Chamber, anywhere to be seen, no Baneling Nest. Looks like he may be aiming for a fourth base here, but other than that, I think that this is going to just be a lot of Hydras. You can use the Hydras defensively. It seems like right now it's quite popular to go for a bit of a Hydra push as well. Although it's a little awkward, right? So the advantage of going for a Hydra push... By the way, triple Stargate. I think triple Stargate Void Ray here. The advantage of going for a Hydra push is that you can hit before Storm is done. But... It's still something that Protoss tends to be able to defend regardless. I haven't seen it be too successful anyway. We'll see though. I mean, he's making a lot of Hydras, so I think he needs to go for some sort of push here very shortly. Now, one thing that I really like about Void Ray openers is that they force Zerg into Hydras. Your options as Zerg for anti-air are the Hydra, the Corruptor, the Muta, and the Queen. And the Spore Crawler, obviously. But, I mean, Queens are pretty good, but you can't use them offensively. Corruptors absolutely suck against Void Rays, and obviously Mutas also aren't particularly good at anti-air in general. So it kind of forces Zerg into Hydras. And what I like about that for Protoss is the fact that, I mean, when you're up against Hydras, you have lots of ways to counter them. So you can go Storm, you can go Zealots with Charge, you can go Archons, you can do lots of little things. Hydras just aren't really a unit that Zerg wants to be stuck on. Now, this is an awful lot of Zerg though. Actually, small supply block here by Dark, so he's probably gonna he's probably gonna end up flooding the map, yeah, with even more units. Is there gonna be enough right now for Creator to defend? So there's triple shield battery going down in both the natural and then also the third base. One force field over there does indeed confirm what's up. A couple of reinforcing Hydras actually get picked up here. Love this little move here by the Protoss player. Shield batteries though are finishing here, and I feel like Zerg needs to be decisive. The thing is, if you're he did end up killing the Cybercore, I think, right? Yeah, so Cybercore is gone right now. So no +1 flyer upgrades, at the very least for these Void Rays. But you need to be kind of decisive, because at this point, all the shield batteries are done. And if you're darting in between the bases here constantly, this becomes a very difficult situation for the Zerg player to win from. Keep in mind, at this point, Protoss is actually ahead economically. So look at that. There's like 9 more workers here for the Protoss. Third base is fully saturated. As long as he doesn't lose critical amounts of units, he's going to be okay. We only have seen one Void Ray go down up to this point. Looks like the Sentry may end up getting picked off as well, though the battery over there, oh my god, somehow, some way keeps that bad boy alive. Still a couple of Void Rays, though, do end up going down in the sky. Immortal joins in as well. Not the ideal unit, I don't think, but I've got a feeling with more production cycles here, this should be defendable? Ugh. Zerg desperately trying to get the units in, right? Getting those Zerglings in would be super helpful. Apparently, this is the moment where Protoss wanted to make a bit of a stand there and potentially beam all of those units down. Now, for some reason, he's activating Prismatic Alignment. That's a proper Platinum League move right there by Creator. It's something we see a lot in the viewer-submitted games. Prismatic Alignment does absolutely nothing against Hydras and Zerglings, but I guess it made the beam thick. It makes the beam look thicker, okay? It's an intimidation strategy. It's like a lion roaring at you. You obviously back off if a lion does that. No, it deals bonus damage against armored, and both Zerglings and Hydras are, you know, not armored. Anyways, so now that this has been held, what is he going to do? He's going to go into the Fleet Beacon and then a Cybercore once again. I think that this is just a full-on Skytoss approach. I guess the Robo was originally meant just to make, like, observers and stuff. Maybe he wanted to make a couple of Immortals, but Immortals... mostly, I think we're a response here. So fourth base comes up. Has this been spotted here by the Zerg? Okay, he has. He has got vision of the base in the top left. But I mean, at this point, since the Hydra push, it didn't achieve too much. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You kind of have to give the Protoss player now their wiggle room. And since, at this point, Creator knows he's got a lot of time, he's gonna be making that transition towards a late game Skytoss. Is he gonna go into carriers right away? I'm not sure. He could go into, like, this is kind of unexplored territory still. I mean, it's being figured out as we speak. This is something that we haven't seen for a long time. So, okay, yeah, I was wondering, like, maybe you can go into a mothership first. So, rather than going straight into carriers, he goes mothership right now, and then also the ranged, or the speed upgrade, rather, for these Void Rays. So, these Void Rays at this point, I mean, he's still pumping them out. He's got 14 of them at this point. That's really neat. They're going to be able to, he did spot them over there, so that's good. But they're going to be able to potentially get some damage done over here. Now, they can kill a hive extremely quickly. Luckily there for the Zerg, he saw that with a drone. I don't think he was supposed to see that, but... I mean, one prismatic alignment on a hive and it's gone, man. They very, very quickly get rid of that structure. Luckily here for Dark, he knows that this is going on, so he's going to be able to, at the very least, finish up that structure. Probably looking to now take the base in the bottom right-hand corner as well. But look at this. These Void Rays now are literally faster. I mean, that was sloppy. But these Void Rays right now are literally faster than Hydras on creep. I think so anyway, right? Like, at the very least, they ignore terrain. They seem so quick now, man. Look at that. The downside that Protoss air units used to have is that they were slow, but these days they're freaking fast. Alright, so this is buying a lot of time for the mothership to come out. So the mothership obviously super helpful. You can get quite a bit of damage done with that. It's gonna be Hydra Lurker Viper, by the way, from the Zerg player by the looks of things. So Lurker Den is in the back of the main base. He's going for 7 of those bad boys right now. He's got himself 5 Vipers here as well. So what he's looking to do here is to abduct those big Protoss capital ships, maybe even the mothership, into the Hydra Bowl. Ultimately, though... Ooh, this is a very quick 5th base. Yeah, that's very ambitious. Ultimately, though, Zerg needs to, I think, transition towards Corruptors. Because, I mean, while Corruptors suck against Void Rays, they are really critical when it comes to sniping, right? So one nice thing that you can do with Corruptors is put them together with the Vipers. They work really well together because you can abduct the motherships and then the carriers, right? And then you can try and actually kill those units one at a time. In a head-on battle, it seems like the Protoss army is pretty much always superior, but Zerg can go harpooning, right? And that's what we usually see. Anyway, it's going to be a transition. I'm sure that's in the back of his mind right now, but he's going to go for the Infestation Pit upgrades first. So, maybe Fungal Growth or Neural Parasite here on Fester or Infestors in a little bit. We'll see. The thing about Corruptors is that they're really good if you can make like 30 of them all at once. They're really bad if you only like sprinkle in 1 or 2 at a time. Right? So I think that he's probably going to remax on that a little bit later. There's, by the way, the fabled single swarm host. I've seen a couple people ask, like, why do we sometimes see a random swarm host in the late game of Zerg versus whatever? It's basically to do with the way that these top-level Zerg players are queen injecting. So they use a method for queen injecting that's extremely quick. However, if you, like, you know, fat finger your hotkeys for just a little bit. And by the way, can he just kill the base? I feel like he can. Bzzz, there we go. Oh, look at that damage. He's not even activating Prismatic on all of them. Okay, base is gone. Well, there's the abductions. They just fly away. Oh my god, this guy actually got away there by the skin of his laser. Okay, I think he's still dead, though. Yep, he's still dead. Anyways, the skin of his laser? That makes no sense. Anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so I think... I don't like being stuck on Hydras. Yeah, this is way better. Okay, so I think he wants to go double spire right around this time. I sound so smart sometimes. I swear, I'm just thinking along, man. Sometimes people ask, like, hey, how do you know this? It's like, well, I play a lot of StarCraft. I've made the mistake of being stuck on Hydras myself in Zerg versus Protoss, and I've played plenty of Protoss as well, where the Zerg players get stuck on Hydralisks and you just storm them all to death. Yeah, Hydras are just not a unit you want to be stuck on. So I think going into double spire here makes sense. Now look at this though. It looks like he's starting to transition away from Void Rays entirely. So, he's only got 6 Void Rays over here compared to like the 20 that he had earlier. Just kills the tech structure. Ooh, even goes now after the spawning pool. Yeah, so he's sacking them. Okay, well, that's all of the Void Rays gone. He's sacking them, I guess, to open supply, I guess, additional Stargates? Or sorry, like additional carriers? There's the Dark Shrine as well. Didn't get any upgrades for the Dark Templar yet. But yeah, this is an interesting approach here from Creator. So, Essentially what I ended up going for is go for a single Stargate initially, second Stargate, then into the third base. Then after the aggression by the Zerg player got handled, he went back into a Cybercore, straight into Fleet Beacon, then into Mothership and the speed upgrade for Void Rays, and then into Carriers and Storm. And after he finished up all of that, that's when he transitioned into like, well, now he's going back into Void Rays again, but that's when he started being a lot more aggressive with the Void Rays. So this is certainly something practiced. And something that, you know, we have seen... Oh, what are you doing? Please don't give... Oh, my God. Woo, that's risky, man. If you lose all your High Templar for free, that's very painful. Anyways, this is certainly something that Creator has been trying to figure out, I'm sure, over the last couple of months. Protoss players are still getting used to the new Void Ray tool. And, I mean, it's been doing well, man. It's like the Swiss Army knife right now of Protoss. It can kind of do everything. Gold League players have known this for many years. All you need is Void Rays, man. Okay, it doesn't quite work like that at higher level, but it certainly seems to be a good opener right now, even at the tippity top of the skill level. So there we go, by the way. It is going to be the Dark Templar upgrade. So their little blinky upgrade. And a couple of lurkers are coming up as well. So how many lurkers are we talking at this point? 6 lurkers. Okay, so he's only really got a couple. It's probably to deal with Zealot run-bys. More so than anything else. Maybe to, like, outrange a couple of those High Templar, but... Ooh, here we go. We get to play StarCraft 2 Trivia. I want you to pause the video and let me know what you think this upgrade is called. Down below in the comment section. What is it called? I think it's called... It's a new one, right? It's something... Destabilizers? Tectonic destabilizers? I think so. This is the most recent upgrade that has been added to SC2. It's the Tempest ability, or the Tempest upgrade, rather, for them to deal additional damage to structures. It's very good against this late-game Spore Crawler switch that we see quite a bit. By the way, it's going to show up here on the right-hand side of the screen when it's nearly finishing, although it's a very long upgrade. So it will probably be a little while until we actually see the name. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with answer A, Tectonic Destabilizers. Will I now be a millionaire? I don't know, man. Probably not, huh? This is where we have approached the more passive style of ZBP. So, players want to try and keep the opponent's army kind of small, right? And you know, you want to try and reduce your opponent's economy here. If you're the Protoss, you want to kill the hatcheries, and if you're a Zerg, you want to kill Nexi. But you don't want to commit too hard, because if you commit too hard, obviously there's a chance that you accidentally find yourself, you know... Oh, there it is! Tectonic Destabilizers! Yes! I win! Maybe some of you won as well in the comment section. Congratulations, by the way. You will now go on to the next round to potentially win a fridge or a microwave of your choice. Very helpful. Anyways, so at this point, like, moving out is risky, right? You don't want to move out too far. That said, both players are maxed. Look at Dark's bank right now. He's got like 11,000 resources in the bank. And he's got a scary army here. Now, he's still stuck on the Hydra. So, I think I've been telling you guys, right? I'm not a fan of being stuck on Hydras at this point. He's gonna probably remax with Corruptors if I were to make a guess. Now, here's a couple of those Immortals that were made as, I think, a response. Ooh, here we go. To the Hydra push earlier. They are gonna start targeting down whatever they can. They're gonna go after the Nexus now at the same time. Ooh, nice feedbacks there. All of those Vipers right now without energy. The Immortals, though, look at these guys, man. They deal a lot of damage, and I think they're actually gonna be able to kill the base. Very nicely done. At the same time, though, we did see some nice fungal growths right there by the Zerg player. Trying to slow down the advancement here of this Protoss army. Yeah, he's just trying to get rid of some structures here. Killed the base in the bottom left. Kills a couple of the Spore Crawlers here as well. Here come the High Templar once again. They're threatening to move into a position where, you know, they can feed back even more units. Alrighty. Very nice game so far by Creator, though, right? I think a lot of people would look at a matchup like Creator versus Dark and just think that Dark is gonna smash Creator. Not quite. Not quite the case. Alrighty, so there's the Tempest. Even +3 shields is coming up here. So this Protoss army, I mean, he needs to get one more. No, actually. Yeah, he's already fully maxed here. So this is going to be essentially a maxed out Skytles army with maxed upgrades as well. The mothership is still up. Where is it? There it is. Mothership, what are you doing? So one cool thing that I've seen recently happen every once in a while in Zerg versus Protoss. So one spell that the mothership has is called offensive recall. Or actually, I think it's called mass recall. Anyways, basically what you can do is you can offensively recall units in the direction of the mothership. So technically speaking, you could send the mothership, for example, over here or in the main base of the Zerg. And then you recall your entire army over there. And then obviously when things go south, you can make a nexus over, well, if you wanted to, even over here, right? And then recall in that direction. And then you can, you know, maneuver your Protoss air army around quite easily. So we want to keep an eye out here on this mothership. See if it's going to be moving on by itself here in a little bit. Because there certainly is a chance that the Protoss player wants to go for some of that insane late game Protoss army movement. Once again, unexplored territory in StarCraft 2 currently, but players are starting to figure it out. Alrighty. There she goes. Oh no, never mind. There she moved. The mothership is a glorious thing though, isn't it? I know there's a long-running meme in the StarCraft community whenever like the StarCraft viewers see a mothership die, they always post -400, -400 in either Twitch chat or I guess in YouTube chat. But yeah, no, I actually think motherships are really good, man. Maybe it's better though to not keep it with your main army. Basically what Creator is doing over here. I mean, if for example this army is in trouble, he could just recall it towards the mothership as well, right? Nice storms right there. Softening up some of those corruptors. At the same time, the Hydra army apparently is now on a bit of a move. No Vipers with this squad, so here's the offensive recall. Bam! There's the Skytles army. Creator, sadly for him, did not quite catch all of those Hydras, but I really think it's time for Dark to get rid of those units. By the way, Dark is now going into +3/+3. He's got the Ultralisk Cavern as well. Seems like adding on a couple of Ultras in your late game unit composition is very popular right now. Basically after the Lurker phase is over. Very impressive game so far though by Creator, man. It seems like he's in the driver's seat, right? For a long time, right? So historically speaking, over the last couple of years, Zerg versus Protoss late game has been quite heavily in favor of Zerg at the tippity top of the skill level. So players like Serral, like Dark, like Rogue, for example, absolutely have been smashing Skytles left, right, and center. Which is, you know, the main reason that Blizzard earlier this year decided to buff Protoss a couple of times and make that Skytles army not only stronger, but also easier to transition into, right? And we can really see that coming into play over here. Now, is he going to be able to kill those units? Oh my god. This guy! Oh, he does get picked up. So that is 3 carriers going down there at the last possible moment. At the same time, a Dark Templar apparently was warped in right next to a hatchery, oddly enough. Not entirely sure how this went down, but regardless, I do have a feeling that that base is pretty much toast. No particular reason for the Zerg player to even try and defend this. Lurkers can outrange some of these structures, yeah. So with their Seismic Spines upgrade, they do outrange some of this, which is really nice. But obviously the vision range right now on the Voten Cannons is also not to be underestimated. So base over there ends up going down on the left-hand side of the map. And we are starting to get into like a split map scenario. This is technically speaking Creator's base. Right? If you were to draw a diagonal, or I guess like a horizontal line on this minimap, this should technically speaking be a Protoss base. Since we know that Zerg doesn't trade very efficiently in the late game usually, having an extra base is actually super critical. Now this is nice. Alrighty then. 13 probes end up going down. Although I say that, I don't think Creator really needs all of those probes anymore. Yeah, he's not remaking them. He's got a lot of money in the bank. Once again though, good abductions. He needs to finish them off. Okay, he does finish off the one over there, but sometimes a bit of a misplay it seems. I think this is him trading out most of the Hydras. Like, he doesn't want to just throw them away, obviously. Oh, I like this, actually. Lurkers on the high ground. I think this is him mostly trading out these Hydras at this point. You don't really need to have him. Ooh, good storms. I mean, they still do a lot of damage with maxed upgrades, man. Why is he activating prismatic alignment? Am I missing something here? Hold up. Alright, so the exact description of prismatic alignment is the following, okay? Oh, actually, hold that thought. Looks like the Corruptors are here to finish off some of those bad boys. And they're hunting. Okay, he can kill one more. Realigns the Void Ray's prismatic beam to gain +6 damage versus armored units for 14.3 seconds. While prismatic alignment is active, movement speed is reduced by 25%. Basically meaning that the only thing that they achieved just now, those Void Rays there, is reducing their movement speed by 25% against Hydras. There's no logic there. Like, you see it a lot on the ladder, especially at lower league play. It's just kind of dumb. I guess it's an intimidation thing, though. I don't actually know if that's the reason why he uses it, but that's the only thing that makes some sense to me. Anyways, even though there's a lurker over here dealing some damage here to the Archon, and apparently the Dark Templar caught in the splash radius, the base will still end up going down. A couple Ultras are being added on here, so the Ultras are really good because they stay alive for a long time. And you can obviously get a lot of damage in. Now, beautiful neural parasites, but the storms are always on point as well. We do see a couple of those parasitic bombs now going down as well, and the Corruptors diving straight on top of this army, basically trying to kill as many interceptors as possible. Good target firing right there by Dark, but one big advantage there for Creator is that he had the help of some of those static defense structures there on the ground, right? So his army stayed alive for a while longer, and even though that looked like a pretty good fight there for the Zerg, I'm not entirely sure if it was. If we look right now at resources lost, though, yeah, this is uncommon to see. Look at that. Zerg actually ahead when it comes to the resources lost. I guess technically Protoss, you know, is ahead in the sense that they have lost more resources. That combined with the fact that Zerg... this base is never going to happen, man. But that combined with the fact that Zerg actually has one additional base and is trying to get a second additional base, it adds up. It adds up. Creator needs to start creating like a foothold here on the left-hand side of the map. I think that's super critical for him. The problem is, as soon as he commits army over there on the left-hand side, the right-hand side will be overwhelmed. Now, here we go once again. Big engagement here on the right-hand side. We do see all of the Ultralisks right now running in the direction of all of those High Templar. They're just trying to deal whatever damage they can. Mothership gets shot out of the sky. Archons now are in a lot of trouble as well. Void Rays at the same time, though, decide to back off because now they are attacking a unit with prismatic alignment that is considered to be armored. Ultras, though, man. That's a lot of supply caught up in these Ultras. Looks like the majority of them actually stay alive. Oddly enough, how many Ultras died? Just one? Wow. This is eating through the bank of the Zerg player quite a bit, though, but you can see the same happening right now for Creator. Creator has tons of minerals, but really no way to spend them. I would love to just see way more static defense. Make it so that these Ultras can't just go ahead and kill that base by themselves. Or make sure that they can't, like, get up towards this high ground all by themselves. I feel like this base over here is going to be the deciding factor. Whoever gets to mine that is going to be in a much better position. Man, StarCraft in 2020 is beautiful, isn't it? I'm getting nerd chills here. Okay, so this is Creator finally committing here. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Zerg now going for a push over here on the right-hand side. Although I say that this base is almost mined out, so it's really not worth, you know, dedicating too many resources to anymore. And right now, Creator is taking his side of the map. This base is so critical. He's got tons of minerals, so he can, like, build, like, an entire city over here of static defense. Here comes the drone once again. He's like, hey, guys, let me plant the next... or a hatchery, rather. Yeah, he's gonna build a lot of structures here. A lot of Protoss high-rise. Now, those Ultras are still dangerously low. Good storms once again. Those Archons getting some good hits in as well. Prismatic alignment activated once more. And nice splits there by Creator, although he's taking a little bit more damage maybe than he needed to. But that was a really good fight there for the Protoss player. Really think Zerg should have tried to transfuse a couple of those Ultras. Because, yeah, now all of a sudden 9 of them died. Even though earlier we saw only 1. 8 more died there in just a blink of an eye. Just because, I guess, how many queens does he have? He's got no queens. Ooh, I actually think having queens here just for transfuse is super important. He does have that hero swarm host in the main base. Probably time to get rid of that guy, but probably forgot about it. Alrighty, so Corruptor, Infestor, Viper. That's the unit composition that Dark is going for. It's the best anti-air unit composition that Zerg can have. There's really not anything better that you can do than these two, like 3 units. Now all of a sudden though, Zerg is not just trying to take that base on the left hand side anymore. That now is securely in the hands of the Protoss player, and Protoss is actually going after one of the mining bases of the Zerg. Even though this one is also already almost mined out, this is now starting to become a bit of a dire scenario here for the Zerg player. And I'm trying to think, like, what exactly could he do at this point? I mean, you can send the Ultras in, I guess. Okay. That's something. But I mean, it all comes down to mining, right? It all comes down to resources. One hero DT here in the bottom right-hand corner. Trying to stay out of range there of the Spore Crawler and then also the Dark... Or sorry, the Spine Crawler. We'll probably get picked off. There we go. But... What? Okay. So I understand what Dark is doing here, but I don't know if I like it, right? So I think that these 14 Brute Lords, I think that's too many, honestly. I think he should go like 8. Anyways, I think he's gonna go for a counterattack towards one of these, maybe like the base on the right-hand side. Although, once again, this base is pretty much mined out, so there's like no reason to attack it anymore. Only like 18 gas remain. It's gonna be 0 by the time that it arrives. Maybe he can force the fight? I think he wants to force the fight and like have the Spore Crawlers join in. But he doesn't have a bank anymore, right? He's only got like 2,000 resources at this point. This is gonna be the deciding battle. If Dark can deal damage, that's gonna be nice. If he can shut down this base, that's gonna be something. But this is kind of like Dark going for an all-in. If Creator can get a good trade here, he's probably gonna be very happy. Now already though, the Brute Lords are actually in a really scary position. Yeah, and it looks like Protoss actually has decided that they're gonna back off for now. Oh, there we go. Good abductions. Is he gonna be able to finish them off this time? He will. Okay, that was an important scout there, or an important snipe rather. Brute Lords right now are gonna be able to continue flying towards the left-hand side. Creator getting in some pot shots at the same time, by the way. A Warp Prism. Oh, beautiful move. Has started dealing a lot of damage here inside of the main base. Now let's look at the main fight though, because the main and the natural of the Zerg are being overrun, but I think the real game is decided right over here. Base still lives, man. That static defense over here has been absolutely tremendous. And you know what? That Warp Prism? I think it's forcing that entire Zerg army home. Oh my god. Creator, you absolute legend. That was beautiful. Yeah, that's a dead Prism here eventually, but the only real anti-ground that Zerg has at this point are these Brute Lords, right? So the Dark Templar and the Zealots just run away. These two guys apparently get recalled because they have been worth their weight in gold. They have now killed multiple bases. And this base actually still lives. I can't believe it. He's got so many minerals. Creator, please. Just, like, build a city, man. Oh. By the way, there's a dog. I just wanted to point that out. Okay, well, these are very ambitious. Okay, so let's take up inventory here for a little bit, right? Both players essentially have one mining base. And the reason why I say one mining base here, despite the fact there's like a couple minerals here, is because of the gas. Gas is the main limiting resource at this point. There is way more gas available for Creator than there is for Dark. Dark has about 500 gas remaining in these two. Yeah, gas geysers over here. Those two extractors. Whereas there's like 3,000 something for Creator here. He also still has a little bit more gas in the bank. Plus, he's closer to maxed out. I'm liking this position here for the Protoss quite a bit. Now, what do you spend your gas on, though? Because we have all seen that cost efficiency of Zerg in the late game. If you, like, manage to land some good abductions, for example, you can kill stuff real fast. Is he gonna grab this base? Okay, actually, I forgot that there was still some gas left over in this one, too. So, yeah. If you can start up a late-game cannon rush, I do not mind that at all. Now, here's the thing, right? This looks like a good move here for Dark, but it's not. Like, this base is completely irrelevant. There's nothing going on here, other than, I guess, the positional advantage. But Creator does not need to defend that. The only thing, I guess, is that this is like a gateway towards the main base. But it's not really relevant. I mean, unless those brutes go really far forward, but I think then you just go for, like, you know, their actual throat. The throat of the Zerg, and that's, you know, somewhere else. So, yeah, good decision here by Creator. Just chase down these Zerglings. Try and get this base up instead. Yeah, Dark realizes it right now as well. He sees that this base is completely, like, run out of money, so really no particular reason. Now, say, for example, hypothetically speaking, Zerg heads towards the main base. I think he just recalled his entire army. Oh, look at that. He is building a city. Still 9,500 resources, by the way. Minerals, that is, in the bank. The late game cannon rush. Okay, I don't know if this counts as a cannon rush anymore. Late game and rush don't really go well together. Actually, mining these two gases over here is huge. Dark right now, even though he's got, like, free roaming on his side of the map, he's up with his, like, proverbial back against the wall, even though he can still roam wherever he likes. I'm trying to think what the Zerg player could do at this point. I think he needs to, like, abduct units one at a time and try to deny this base. Now, Zerglings aren't gonna achieve anything here, man. Love the idea, by the way, of getting a couple stasis wards here in the mix. Just making sure that these Zergling run-bys don't do much. If we can get one good fight, though, I mean, there are still 8 infestors here underground. Right? So if you can, like, for example, Neural Parasite High Templar, that would be a game changer. There is an observer over here, so Zerg has to be super careful. He's actually mining out the Zerg space. Oh, Creator, I think he's doing it. Not entirely sure, though. Okay, so yeah, I think what Creator, or I think what Dark is doing right now, he's inviting the Protoss player onto the creep. If he can take a fight with good neurals and on top of the spores, there still certainly is a chance for him to come back. The thing is, yeah, these oracles with their revelations, they are constantly revealing the location right there of all of those spore crawlers, and it means that these Tempest with their, what was it? Tectonic destabilizers, they can deal a lot of damage there from a distance. Now, oh, a couple of good neural parasites do come down though, and that means a couple of those Tempests will fall. Got a feeling that these 3, sadly for them, will also not be able to make it home. So here we go. Yep, that's the starting of something. 5 additional Vipers joined the fray, so that's where Dark is spending his final gas. He's no longer bothered by this base. He's saying, okay, let's mine out the entire map, and then we'll fight. He's not going to be able to do much more other than, like, add on Spore Crawlers and Zerglings here. Honestly, like, if he adds on a lot of spores, which I think he's doing right now. Maybe he's moving spores. Anyways, this could turn out to be, like, a draw. I'm not sure, though. Like, hypothetically speaking, right? Say Zerg turtles up on Spore Crawlers and, like, Infestor, Viper, Hydra, Queen, Corruptor, Brute Lord, right? Protoss doesn't want to fight there. And likewise, Zerg is not going to leave that army alone and fight on the static defense of the Protoss. So, I haven't actually seen it before, a late game draw, but I mean, it's very possible. Like, theoretically, it's very possible. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we're going to be seeing a lot more going into the future, if, like, these players are going to be this closely matched in skill. 5 additional Tempests, by the way. Creator still has a bit of a piggy bank. There's still about 1,600 gas remaining on these 2 gas geysers over there. And that's it. Yeah, that's the map mined out. Honestly, like, getting rid of drones right now seems to be the next logical thing. Look at that, there's no minerals other than... Oh. Okay. I love the fact that he's putting all of this inside of the speed zone as well. So that means that Protoss really isn't going to fight there. Maybe if you can abduct a couple units at a time, it's worth it, though. Yeah, good parasitic bombs. Not the best splits there. Ugh. Creator a little bit sloppy there on the splits. Takes a lot of hull damage there on these Void Rays, which actually can bite him in the butt, because those hull damages obviously do not... yeah, they do not like, they do not come back on these Protoss units, right? I think adding on more Queens here is a good idea, too. I said Zerglings and Spores earlier. Yeah, look at this. He's just queuing up a bunch of Queens. Getting rid of the drones right now as well. Couple of additional Evo chambers here to create a way to consume energy here. He doesn't even have a spire anymore. He has no spire. That's odd. Anyway, yeah, I mean, he's got no gas, right? So it can't blame him, but I would have certainly spent my last 200 gas on a spire for no apparent reason. This is unexplored territory. I mean, I feel like I've said that 4 times already in this game. But it really is. Like, where is this gonna go right now? It could really be either player. It depends on the fight. I think Protoss, though, these days, with the Tempest, they can probably force the issue. It's just that, like, the harpooning of those Tempests is not to be underestimated. But, like, the Oracle Tempest combination is super strong. Not easily done, by the way. Like, this looks easy for the Protoss, but it's super tricky. Oh, here come the Infestors again! And we've seen this before. Now, good storms. Ooh, very nice storms. Getting rid of 3 Infestors. Nicely done. And keeping those Tempests alive. This is the Janitor crew right now. AKA the maxed out Protoss army. Just here to swipe up the creep. Oh, abductions! Is he gonna be able to get an abduction? Nope. You see the High Templar immediately moving forward as well. I love it. I love the addition here, actually, of the stasis wards as well. Oh, parasitic bombs once again go down. He's gotta be good on the splits, man. No, that's not it. There you go. Ugh, man, those splits. I don't want to say I would do a better job, but played enough Zerg versus Zerg. I had my Mutas, my Mutas parasitic bomb many times. it is a skill that requires a little bit of practice. Okay, yeah, I think he's like this probe over here. It's one of 26 actually. Thought for a second there was only 1 remaining, but it's 26 drones. Or 26 probes rather, and only 1 drone. I think he's gonna go for static defense. Oh my god. So by the way, I want to point out as well that there's no carriers in this unit composition anywhere. That's kind of funny. Normally it's all about the carrier, but here come the shield batteries and the photon cannons. Oh. This feels to me, and I may be wrong, but this feels to me like Creator tightening the noose. It's very sloppily still, you know, around Dark's neck, though. He needs the Observer or the Revelation. There we go. Are the Queens going to be able to engage right now? Good storms. I think that's going to force the the disengage right there on those Zerg units. Zerg really wants to fight. He sees what's going on here. Honestly, like, most of the damage here done on these Void Rays is because of parasitic bombs. These Void Rays should all be in green health. So, that's a significant misplay there by Creator, just not being on point versus those parasitic bomb splits. Dark making the best of this scenario, though, but I feel like this is the Protoss player's army to lose. Now, once again, grabs a free Tempest. Parasitic bombs go down. Hello! There we go. Fishes out the correct one, but this one's gonna end up going down. Dark still, by the way, producing queens. Only producing them out of 2 hatcheries. It takes a while before they're out. Actually, most of the spore crawlers are gone. Massive revelation there. That means that those Tempests are going to be able to start shooting some of the Brute Lords as well. It kind of looks like Protoss may be forced into a corner here. Keep in mind, he can always, you know, click the panic button and get on out of here for free. He still has quite a lot of gas. I really feel like Creator needs to max out before actually fighting here. He's currently still 15 supply below maxing out, plus he's still producing a couple of units as well. But regardless, here we go. This is the moment apparently where the Protoss has decided this is where he wants to fight. Prismatic alignment, trying to snipe down some of those corruptors as well. Here come the additional void rays from the left-hand side, fighting on top of all of those shield batteries too. We do see a pretty big split-up fight. I mean, I think this is actually a fight that Dark right now is winning. Oh my god, no way. Dark, you absolute madman. How did you just do that? Well, I think it's partially due to the fact that Creator wasn't even maxed out there during that fight. He's actually remaxing right now on Stalkers. Oh, big Stalker remax. Stalker Void Ray. It's like we're going back to the early game. Dark somehow, some way wiggled himself out of that. I don't think that he was really supposed to, but he did it. Okay, now here come the Stalkers. Stalkers obviously have Blink. Oh, he's gonna go after the Brute Lords. After the Brute Lords are gone. Is this too aggressive though? After the Brute Lords, oh my god, this is too aggressive, isn't it? I mean, oh, actually, hold that thought. Yeah, after the Brute Lords are gone, Zealots will clean it up. Oh shit, dude. Corruptors, Vipers, there's one Lurker. There's one Lurker and there's gonna be Zerglings, but like, I think Zealots and their, you know, 7,000 minerals that still remain, they're probably gonna be able to do it. Yeah, he's warping in 15 Zealots at once. Oh, I thought it was like a 5 IQ move there by Creator, but I'm pretty sure it's big brain. I'm pretty sure that was 200 IQ. Although I'm not entirely sold though. I really feel like he should have not taken that engagement there. He should have remaxed way faster. Sitting at 185 supply with like 16 probes still. I mean, I think he had 26 at the time if I recall correctly. But still like a significant amount of probes. And like they're just sitting and then not actually being maxed out and having idle Stargates. I mean, he could have had like a good 30 army supply more. I feel like the game didn't need to go in this direction, but here we are. So let's try and salvage it. This is where that undiscovered territory once again comes into play. These are maxed out Zerglings. Creator though. Oh, he's got a lot of Zealots. He's actually trying to not show it. I think he's trying to like create false hope here for the Zerg. Dark, by the way, completely broke. No mineral patch remains other than a couple over here in the bottom right hand corner. And there's, yeah, one over there too. Which I guess technically is the bottom right hand corner. Protoss has absolutely no money coming in anymore. So why does he have probes? Get rid of those probes, man. Replace them with units that can actually do something. This could result in the weirdest base race ever. How's that Lurker doing? Where's the Lurker? I mean, that's really his only counter here, right? Queens, Lurkers, but I feel like the Zerglings and the Queens would just get murdered, right? Won't they just get eaten up by like 60 Zealots? There's 59 of those guys right now. I think he wants to fight when the Queens are like far off creep. I mean, they are right now though. This could turn into the strangest base race as well, because while the Corruptors aren't going to be capable of killing the Zealots, they can obviously use their caustic spray ability on structures. I mean, you're not going to be able to easily do that on photon cannons, I suppose. There's still one Brute Lord as well. The one Brute Lord obviously can be used as a mechanic as well to kill all of those units. All of those structures, that is. This is painful though. Yeah. A couple of Zealots here get shown, but the majority of them are still in the top left-hand corner. Look at this. It's like the legacy of the Void cinematic. Remember when they warped in the cinematic like 20 Zealots at once? This is what they had in mind, man. Alright. Here's where Dark is channeling his inner Bob Ross, okay? The map is his canvas. The creep is his paint. The Queens are his paint brushes. And his palette knives. And all the rest of it. Yeah, so look. That is the most well-protected Lurker ever. Surrounded by Spore Crawlers. And, well, the Queens were previously standing on top of it. I think this is Creator being unaware exactly of how much Zerg there actually is. I don't know, though. I've got a feeling that these Zealots are just gonna slice up all of the Queens. Easy peasy. Maybe I'm wrong, because transfuses do not mess around. I guess you can abduct Zealots, but like... no, the Vipers and the Corruptors, I mean... they're kind of done, right? I mean, I guess they can abduct these Void Rays, but... there's still 2,500 resources in the bank as well here, by the way, for the... oh, man, this is a full... oh, it's a false sense of security. Yep, slices up all of these changelings. He knows that there might be something in the top left-hand corner, but the queens right now are wasting a bunch of their energy. Oh, Creator. Putting all of his eggs in one basket. Pulls the probes here as well. There's a prism. Okay, I like the idea of the prism. He's gonna go after all of the static defense, I think. The queens will take a while before they go back. Oh my god. They're gonna have to clash here at some point, right? So that lurker over there, though, is actually crazy strong. But here we go. The queens are separated from the rest. Brenda! The whole knitting crew. Here we go. Oh, here they come charging. Hello, zealots. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You guys gotta get fighting. Here we go. They are moving forward. Now, all of those air units of Protoss will obviously get killed here. Prismatic alignment not gonna help out too much. Are there enough zealots right now to clean up all of the queens? Absolutely ridiculous situation here. I don't think I've ever seen this before, but obviously Zerg has no way to actually, like, make anything anymore. Protoss still has 1100 minerals in the bank. He could still add on more of those zealots if he wants to. And with all of those queens now gone, there's the reinforcements arriving. I think that's it. There is Burrow. There is Burrow available. Dark realizing it at the last possible second. This lurker over here is the only one. Where's the Brute Lord? Is the Brute Lord still alive? It is. Oh, jeez. What a ridiculous game. This may actually be my favorite game of StarCraft this year. I mean, I've seen a lot of good StarCraft today, and I don't want to, or this year rather, and I don't want to say that too easily, but my god, is this ridiculous. I'm pretty sure my assessment, though, like 10 minutes ago was correct. I'm pretty sure Protoss has this one in the bag. It's just that he doesn't know it, right? He's dealing with very limited info. Right now, they're both broke. They're both absolutely broke. Corruptors right now, look at this! Using their caustic sprays! Oh no. Caustic spray does have a cooldown, so it's not like you can just indefinitely use it. Creator realizes right now, with those Corruptors though, starting up this shenanigans, that he's on a timer, so we're turning into a base race right now. Brute Lord over there, where's that lurker? Did the lurker get cleaned up? No, it's here somewhere, probably. I don't know where it's at. Oh yeah, it's here somewhere. There's no detection available for the Protoss player, but he's going to be able to kill that hatchery at the very least. This is so scary. No way, dude. 35 zealots remain. Now, if there were like 3 lurkers, I've got a feeling that this is an entirely different game. Because then the base in the bottom right-hand corner would never be killed, right? You could make like a wall-off over here. Maybe he should have actually done that. Maybe he should have made a wall-off of spore crawlers over here and then a lurker behind it. These structures would never be killed. Dude, I think that's the solution, actually. Create a full wall-off with spore crawlers and oh, yeah. I don't know. I still think like 40 zealots would bite through that eventually, right? But, or you know, go through that eventually. So how many structures actually remain right now? 9 spore crawlers and 1 spine crawler. There's a lurker over here. Changelings are actually... Oh, the changelings are blocking the pathing of these zealots. The overlords up above as well obviously reduce his vision, so the Protoss has no idea what's going on. Oh my god, the changelings. This one freaking... Where is it, man? I can't even click the lurker. Can I click it this way? Oh yeah, there it is. 15 kills right now. Oh, jeez. This is impossible to see. So Dark is trying to see if he can somehow, some way get rid of all of those zealots. The Brute Lord is helping out a lot as well, though, man. How many structures? 1 spore. There it is. Creator. Oh, my God. Oh, he obtains the victory in a ridiculous game of StarCraft. Whoa. That was something special. That was absolutely beautiful. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Well, if you made it all the way until this point in the video, do me a favor and hit that like button down below. I'm assuming you enjoyed it anyway. I mean, if you didn't enjoy it, feel free to hit that dislike button. You're probably a Zerg player. I am as well, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. Anyways, go ahead and hit that like button, because maybe that way this video will be picked up by the YouTube algorithm, and then maybe we can even grow, you know, this channel and StarCraft in 2020. That would be kind of neat. Anyways, hope you enjoyed watching it. If you really did, also make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get notified as soon as future videos go live. A special shout out today to the YouTube members. Thank you very much for all of your generosity. But for now, I want to thank you for watching. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to smile, and I'll see you once again in the next one.